Testing, testing, testing. Hi there, guys. My name is Rohan Bebe, and today we are going to be talking about the journey of a plastic bottle. Today we're going to be talking about what happens to a plastic bottle after it's been thrown in the trash. Today we're going to be talking about what happened to it. Like, of course, you never see it again, but what do you think happened to it? Well, this is what would have happened, or what will happen. So, in order to understand the journey of a plastic bottle, we have to go from the very beginning in an oil refinery, where inside the refinery, in the factory, with some good old chemistry, gas and oil are made to create these particles called monomers. And when all these monomers are linked up in chains, they created plastic pellets. These pellets are eventually melted in a furnace, put into a mold, right? And then they'll be filled up with water, put all the caps and advertisement on it, put it in a box and ship it, right? Now that's where you get your water bottle from. It arrives at a store. You decide to buy it. You open the cap, you drink all the water, you throw it away, and nothing left to do. Now we have three bottles here, okay? Each three of them having different fates. Let's look at the first bottle with its fate. So eventually, okay, this bottle will end up in some landfill, which is like this big space that's fully filled with trash. Okay, and it not only because it's like fully compact and stuff like that, and there's just trash everywhere, and it grows every day because the garbage, they have to dump all the waste, right? Now, sometimes it can rain in these areas, okay? And the rain flows through the waste, okay? And what the rain does, the water, it absorbs some of the compounds, the soluble compounds inside the dump in the landfill, okay? And some of those compounds are, guess what? Toxic. They are very toxic, okay? And act as a poison, okay? So now that this is fully built up, once it builds up, it becomes this thing called leachate. I think that's, if I'm spelling correct, leachate, okay? And basically it fully builds up, and now it can travel through groundwater, soil, or like just something around that, okay? Groundwater, soil, and streams as well, and it acts as a poison. So now, like, it poisons all the water, okay, making it unsafe. Okay, now that's the fate of the first bottle. And the thing is, the bottle itself would take at least 1,000 years to fully decompose, and that's an agonizingly long time. Now, the fate of bottle two, on the other hand, let's look at it. Okay, first, it gets taken away by a trinkle. This trinkle eventually leads it to a stream. The stream eventually leads it to a river, and then leads it out to an ocean. Then it would be what you say. It would drift around in the ocean for a while until it gets caught in these garbage patches. Okay, there are some garbage patches around the world in the ocean because the ocean currents, basically building up all the trash into this one giant landfill. Okay, now the thing about this is that the poor animals, like some maybe avians, land on it, they could get stuck in all the plastic. Some of the, let's say, fishes and turtles, right? They might think the plastic is food, they eat it, but it's plastic, my guy. They'll eventually starve to death since they feel like they're full, like they ate some food, but they actually haven't. So they'd end up starving to death, and yeah, they die. Okay, now not only that, okay, since these stuff can actually accidentally eat it, but if left long enough, okay, these plastic bottles will eventually turn into microplastics. Okay, and these microplastics can basically just be forever be in the sea, But what would likely mostly happen is that these microplastics are then eaten by small fish, which are then eaten by squids, which are eaten by bigger fish, which are then, fished by fishermen. When go into a butcher shop, cut it in half. You buy that meat, the fish meat. You cook it, you eat it. You ate plastic. That's why, and again, remember, plastic's very toxic. So we would not want that happening. Okay, so that's the fate of the second bottle. What about the third bottle, though? Well, it was spared from the lives of the other two and was taken away by a recycling garbage truck, okay, which is then sent to a plant. In that plant, they throw all the garbage into some machinery, and the machines turn it into and compress all the plastic into a cube. Now, that might not sound fine, but be with me on this one, okay? So then we have this big cube. Then they shred it, okay? And once they shred the cube, okay, they clean it, melt all of it, and it can turn back into the plastic plate, okay? Which then can be put into any other mold. So that way the bottle can be reborn as something else, okay? That's basically what the journey of a plastic bottle would be like. And that's, well, basically it. Thank you for watching this video, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.